After Ibera Horror of the Deep was released on December 17th, 1966, another island-related Godzilla movie would soon begin production, with an even lower budget. Tomoyuki Tanaka wanted this Godzilla movie to appeal even more to kids than the last one. Anyway, let's dive into my review of 1967's Son of Godzilla. The movie begins with an airplane almost crashing into Godzilla. The Daisenso Goji suit isn't looking so good. I guess I shouldn't be talking trash about the Daisenso Goji suit when some of the other suits in this movie are even worse. Yes, folks, there are some disturbing images. When we next see our characters, they are on an island that was infected by the radioactive storm, with some very obvious matte paintings, although I do like what they used for the tower. Also inhabiting this radioactive island are some giant praying mantis, which the crew have nicknamed Kamacuras. Possibly one of my favorite things about this movie is the original motion picture soundtrack, composed by Masahiro Sato. Now, the main theme can be kind of childish, but when the music needs to be dark and eerie, it can. The crew then runs an experiment, but obviously it goes wrong and makes the island even more radioactive, which means even bigger praying mantis. The praying mantis then join forces to attempt to crack open an egg. This egg belongs to none other than who I've nicknamed Pet Rock and Gray Potato Man. Although Godzilla is not happy about this and wastes little time. I love this shot of Godzilla coming ashore right here. Nicely done. Godzilla then comes onto the island and straight up murders 2 out of 3 of the Kamacuras right in front of Manila. After Godzilla shows Manila the art of parenting, also known as beating the out of 2 giant praying mantises, Manila befriends a nice lady who gives him mangoes. Soon we would see the Manila that we know and don't really like that much at all, although, like before, he's still an idiot. Some of the human characters, who I don't really care about, talk about a giant spider. Us Godzilla nerds would know this monster as Kumanga. Of course, there's this scene with Godzilla bonding with Manila, which I didn't really care for, but I do know it's one of the most iconic scenes in the movie. Manila encounters Kamacuras and begins fighting him, but being the doofus that he is, he trips on some rocks, which awakes Kumanga. This movie isn't my favorite from the Showa era, but I'll admit, this final fight scene had me at the edge of my seat. And in the end, Godzilla and Manila defeat Kumanga and they hibernate for the winter. I know this movie can look cheesy and cheap sometimes, but it just works for me. The monsters, the fight scenes. The only thing I don't like is that disturbing Manila.